Louise Newman was living in Strasbourg, and she gathered around herself others who were looking to live a devout life. Her motto was Ut stint unum, that all may be one. She met a young man in Strasbourg University. While he was very successful, he was very unhappy, couldn't understand what he was missing in his life. But Louise gently led him to Christianity. He was baptized and then started to study for the priesthood. Beauchamp was the leader of that group, while Louise was the mother. Young women from Paris and the surrounding area joined the community in Chéile, but also, very amazingly, young women from Ireland come and join the Chéile community. Some of them are saying, but we'd like to get back to Ireland to help our own people in Ireland. Providentially, in 1858, there is an invitation from the Bishop of Clogher, send sisters to Ireland. 3 sisters arrive in Monaghan in 1859. So that's the beginning of the Sisters of St. Louis in Ireland.
The early St. Louis sisters had that given to them through that sense of stint unum. And Louis Beauchamp said, if we don't have that love for each other, what have we? What makes us us? And even though they were going out to visit the sick and they were setting up schools and they were very educated and they were very talented, this kernel of their life was that they may be one.
Louis Beauchamp saw the ethos of St. Unum as being fulfilled in a great way through education in our schools. Never was this more important than in our world today, a world that is very unequal, interrelated, interconnected, and yet interdependent. Louis Beauchamp's vision for education is emulated in our schools today through the values of love, honouring the dignity of each person, of working towards a world healed, unified and transformed, and about growing global citizens. There's the St. Louis Schools Network, which comprises the 10 schools on the island of Ireland. That's 3 in the north and 7 in the Republic of Ireland.
The sisters came to Monaghan in 1859. They established a secondary school for girls. In 1871, a group of 3 went to Ramsgrange in County Wexford. But when they had the secondary school, it was there for a number of years, and then it amalgamated with Chéile Vocational School and became Ramsgrange Community School. In 1888, 3 sisters again went to Carrickmacross, this time at the invitation of the parish priest Dean Birmingham, and they established a school there. In 1897, they established a technical school, a boarding school for girls, secondary school for day pupils and boarders. In 1913, sisters were invited to establish a school in Dublin, in Rathmines.
Bienvenue. Welcome. Bienvenido. Yokoso. Marhaba. Witajcie. Cześć. Gigiony.
Báilte go Hardyscoil St. Louis.
In 1950, Cardinal Dalton invited the sisters to establish a school in Dundalk. They established a school on a medieval site. There's a medieval castle there, which was built in 1475. In 1979, the new community school in Blakestown in West Dublin. that marks the end of the St. Louis school expansion in the Republic of Ireland.
Our founder, Louis Botan, had described education as a beautiful enterprise, and so it was something that was very dear to us, and we wanted to give it a good future. Well, we knew for a long time that we would have to make provision for a future that would be very different to the past, because ours were all religious-run schools and they were staffed mainly by the sisters. But when free education came in 1967, things began to change very quickly. And just when our numbers were going down in the congregation in Ireland, the numbers in the schools were going up. So within 10 years of free education, you had far fewer numbers of religious in the schools and a big number of lay teachers. So a number of smaller congregations came together. One of them was the St. Louis Sisters. And it took a long time, but over a certain number of years, maybe 7 or 8 years, the Chéile Trust developed. And our dreams and hopes have been more than realised. You know, it's 15 years now since Chéile was established. And the story has been one of amazing commitment and creativity. And I think it's safe to say we are very happy that the beautiful enterprise will continue. As Louis Botan said, we have to be faithful to the movement of the age. We have to be faithful to the past, but we also have to be ready for the changing realities of the time and the place.
The order in the future will be in Africa, because our communities there are growing, and we have a number of young women joining our communities in both Ghana and Nigeria and in Benin. And you never know, in time, Ethiopia as well. I think my vision would be, and my hope would be, that the schools would continue emulating Louis Botan's vision for education, that they would continue growing as global citizens and working together for a sustainable and just world.
I suppose my hope is too that the influence of Botan and his successors, of course, through time, would endure in key areas. There was a sense of the saving wisdom of Christianity, where education would be the vehicle, for want of a better word, to heal, unify and transform society, the world. And no more than now than then, don't we need that kind of an approach.
And that is what we would love to pass on to the next generation. To believe that in fact we are all one. Earth, planet, human beings, nature, we are all one. I think St. Unum is very relevant nowadays, and hopefully it will be a vision or a dream for future pupils and teachers, that they can work toward that dream. A world healed, transformed and unified.
My hope is that our schools will be places where education embraces the whole reality. Our motto is that all may be one. And that has to be lived out on so many different levels. The level of society, the level of the Chéile family, the St. Louis family, but above all, the planet itself and all creatures on it.